Hi there guys, I hope you are having a good day. Grab yourself a cup of tea and let's talk some boxing. Now, Tyson Fury has explained he is hoping to get back to training pretty soon for Deontay Wilder. He reckons he will have about 7.5 weeks to get ready for Deontay Wilder. We do know that there are some personal things going on with Tyson Fury at the moment, and he hopes to bring his newborn home on Wednesday. Then he can get down to training. Then he can focus on that. So hopefully everything will be okay with regards to that, and he will be back on course getting ready for Deontay Wilder because, let's be real, Deontay Wilder isn't having any days off, he's getting ready, he's preparing. He isn't going to want what happened last time to reoccur this time. Now, you would expect it to go the same way because rematches do often go the same way. I mean, look at the first one, then the second one. I mean, I know that Tyson Fury got a draw, but let's be real, we all know who won that one. And in the second fight, you can't really get much more of a conclusive victory than that one. Obviously, going into this one, there is the talk of the gloves, all of the excuses that Deontay Wilder made, which is just a load of rubbish. I mean, Tyson Fury won fair and square, and if they are not willing to admit that, then they cannot get better. Therefore, the same thing will happen again. Now, last time around, it was a bit difficult for Tyson Fury to try and get ready for July 24th because he would have had Anthony Joshua on his mind, because I like to think that he was hoping to fight him, and ultimately things changed. Then he had to course correct and go towards Deontay Wilder. Then he had to focus on him, who's a completely different kind of fighter. So he has to change his training camp. Things get a little bit more difficult when bringing in sparring partners as well. So he had 6 weeks then to get ready for that one. Obviously, that date was scrapped due to a positive test from Tyson Fury and a few of his team members, so that didn't go ahead. But if he's going to have 7.5 weeks, that's going towards a similar time frame to what he would have had if he was working towards July 24th, which does give Deontay Wilder an advantage when it comes to preparation, but still, he cannot get too much better given the time frame he has, and given the fact that he's making all of these excuses. There is no way that he can make those kind of excuses and believe them, then expect to get better unless he accepts it as a loss. The better man won on the night, then he isn't going to be able to get better. I mean, Tyson Fury, if he would have lost, he would have accepted it and went back to the drawing board, gotten better. And there are things that Tyson Fury can work on. He can fight different ways. He proved that in the second fight. Look at how he fought in the second one compared to the first one. So he is a well-rounded boxer. He can do different things. AJ can do it as well, fight different styles and have different game plans going in. And they have the ability to be able to carry that out. Now, Deontay Wilder isn't the same. He's not an elite level heavyweight like Tyson Fury, like Anthony Joshua, because if he was, then you would see him adjusting in fights when things didn't work. Against Tyson Fury, he had one trick, and he just kept trying that again and again until ultimately he was fatigued, he was tired, and realistically, there wasn't a chance that he was going to be able to find that punch in the second contest, leading to the stoppage and a right decision made by someone in his corner who had the most experience in that corner. Now, given Tyson Fury is only going to have 7.5 weeks to prepare, are we worried that this fight gets moved once again? Could there be something in the wind? Will something happen? Perhaps an injury or something like that from Wilder or Fury, or something goes on that means this contest does not go ahead? Because in some ways it does seem that way, like it's never going to be over. We have been waiting for the third fight, not because we're excited, but just to get it out of the way, because I do want to see Tyson Fury not only get in there with Anthony Joshua, but to fight Dillian White, maybe Andy Ruiz, Hrgovic, these other fighters. I mean, if you look at the fighters who are currently there in the heavyweight division, imagine some of the matchups. Michael Hunter is there. Why are these big fights not happening? Joe Joyce. There are big opportunities to make these mega fights, but they just don't seem to be going ahead. Maybe it's because these top fighters can make just as much money, or maybe even a bit less, but by fighting a less risky opponent, then they still get the paydays time and time again. Maybe it has something to do with that. I mean, Michael Hunter turned down Filip Hrgović in an eliminator opportunity to get towards Anthony Joshua, so you have to wonder, but we do want to see these contests get made. We don't want to see any excuses. We don't want to see the same thing rerun time and time again. And to be honest, I don't really think governing bodies help that situation because it just keeps happening. And it's too easy for a champion to say, I don't want to fight him, so I'm going to fight someone else. Or, you know, to avoid mandatories. I mean, look at the WBC. There hasn't been a mandatory since Dominic Brazil. Should have been Dillian. I mean, it's just crazy how many mandatories should have come. How many opportunities Dillian White has missed. What has it been, 5 years since he was a contender in the WBC? It is just mental. To be honest, I don't really even care about the world titles anymore. It's getting to that stage. I just want to see the big fights. I just want to see the best fight the best, regardless of what belt they are wearing around their waist. Just make the big fights. That's why I hope October 9th does come off. And finally, things can start moving forwards. Maybe we can see some other fights and some big opportunities for Filip Hrgović, Joe Joyce. Andy Ruiz, I mean, I think that he needs a statement victory after the Areola fight, but Dillian White, those kind of fighters, they need to be in and around there. They need to get an opportunity. Maybe they should fight amongst themselves, then get to the champions, but we do want to see different matchups made between these top heavyweights. Hopefully that happens in 2022. Because I'm going to be real, the only ones I see doing that are Dillian White and Anthony Joshua. I mean, Joshua's fought Pulev, then he's fighting Usyk next, he's fought Andy Ruiz, he's fought Vladimir Klitschko, Alexander Povetkin, White has fought Joseph Parker, that's another one that AJ has fought as well, Oscar Rivas, Derek Chisora, which I know that one is fringe world level, but still, they are taking tough challenges, they are fighting different top heavyweights, and I like to see that. I like to see new challengers get their opportunities. Anyway, guys, what are your thoughts on this? Make sure you leave your thoughts in the comments below. Also leave a like and grab that subscribe button. Thanks, guys.